All right. Let's see if this works this time before I knock everything off the chair, which is probably going to happen. Ooh, I think that microphone's a bit hot. Here, we better turn this thing down. How do I do this again? That mutes it. I think tap it here. Tap, tap. No. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Maybe. I don't know how to work this very well. Oh yeah. Hey Sean Hessler, I haven't seen you in a while. Sean, text me. I've got I've got something for you. Oh my goodness. Todd Trowbridge, my buddy. Whoa. Oh, Pantazzi. I'd love to do some more between two speakers. I need to get somebody on the phone. Maybe I'll get yeah, maybe I'll do that soon. Okay, cool. Everyone's hearing me. All right. Ollie Spectre One. Good speaker for a small room. Yes, it's good. Very good. Very, very good. There's Kevin Gardner. Oh boy, look at everybody popping in here saying hello. Corey Wilkerson. What's happening? I saw you fired me and then rehired me. Thank you, Mr. Wilkerson. You're a good person. Ooh, Louis Sipes, my boy Louis. What are you listening to, Louis, tonight? Besides my idiocy. Do, 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 do. Roll Tide from Alabama. All right. Little Nick Saban. Nick Saban, is that you? Through the haze? Oh, sponsor for this video? No. It was very difficult to get into this position with all of my stuff, and then get the stupid camera working. And now I'm all discombobulated. I guess I'm just gonna sit here and look like an idiot in the corner of a hotel room. Hey, Brew Creek Brew Geek is really enjoying the Emotiva. Awesome. Emotiva makes good stuff. Exciting news from Ron. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Is this a PBS production? No, this is a. I'm not gonna make up an acronym, but it would include a term for developmentally disabled, because that's me. What up? What up, Ortiz 805? Just my Elect AB reference from Crutchfield. Excited to get them. Thanks for your review. You're welcome. How much you pay for them? Those are good speak. I haven't listened to them for a while. I need to listen to them again. Hope the coffee isn't too terrible. Yeah, it's probably gonna be. I don't know. 5.99. All right. You should wait, and if they go down in price, get them to match the price for you. I haven't really seen them go on sale very often, though. How far apart will you guys live? About an hour and 40 minutes or so. We'll get together often. One of the binding posts on my Sony SSCS5 broke off because my kid dropped something on it. Where do I get a replacement for the binding post? Not the kid. um, I don't remember what the back of that looks like. Um, you can go to Parts Express. They have a lot of times they have that, or you can just kind of go in there, pull the binding post out. There should be a little assembly, and you might be able to make something work in there. Like the headphones, am I going to do a review of the Mezes? They're brilliant. But here's the thing: when I do a headphone review, nobody really watches it. Um, Case in point, I did an IEM video this morning. Let's see how many people watched that. Let's see. And 936 have watched it. Normally, like 3,300 people have watched it or a video of mine. So I love headphones, but nobody nobody loves me talking about headphones. What's up, Rock City? Oh boy. Big acoustic PL300. Your thoughts? I haven't spent any time with anything from Bic. I'd like to. What town is he moving to? Outside of I don't know. I don't know if you want me to say that. I don't know. I'm not going to give that away. But close to me. Are you breaking in the CSS Crichton and XLS Encore? Yes. I think they're both broken in at this point. They are both spectacular. Matt was watching the IEM review. Bob is dedicated. Richard McCoy watched it. How'd things go the other night, Richard? Did you make it through all right? Did the speakers make it through? Good evening, Leah. Did you see Drop Panda release their app? I have heard. Todd dropping in $20, $10 going to Homes for Our Troops. Todd, you don't need to give me any more money, bro. You're very supportive of the channel. I'm going to try to get my soda. I could end up knocking over everything and pulling this is a real good angle with me. Yeah, maybe we should just do it like this. How's this for everybody? Working out? Yeah, that's a great angle right there. Let's have some Diet Coke. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna be good. Domino's got me real fired up today. Jimbry, McHammer something. Do you believe in using a sub in a 2-channel? Absolutely. I sure do. I sure do. I do. I stopped after 4 drinks and went to bed. No drunken Richard sleeping on his speakers. Oh, Kevin, we'll see you, buddy. Yeah, John, I went for the small pop. I'm a little crossways at Domino's right now. They didn't give me any of my dipping sauces. And then I called them, and they said, "Yeah, we're really busy tonight." I'm like, "Okay." Would you choose Clips RP600M or ELAC Uni-Fi 2.0? Personally, I would choose the ELACs. They are more neutral, more balanced, I think, and that's one of my favorite speakers. So I'm probably the wrong guy to ask about that. The Clips are great, but the ELACs are just. I think the ELACs are going to be better in a wider range of situations than the Clips will be, if that makes sense. But if I was only choosing one, I would choose the ELACs. Really enjoy the channel. Keep up the good work. By the way, Domino sucks. Well, Ruben, normally I disagree with you. I like the cheesy bread, but I also like to have something to dip it in. And I'd rather have them say, "Oh man, can I refund you or something?" But they're like, "Oh, we're super busy. We can give you a credit at this Domino's that you'll never be at again." John has the Clips and the ELACs. I like them both. Yep, I agree. Debut B6 or Spectre 1 for a small room. Oh, debut B6 for sure. Spectre 1s are tiny. They're really tiny. I did soda years ago, and I do unsweetened iced tea and never looked back. Eric, we're not there yet for a cheap audio man. I like to strive to that. So you're gonna be someone I look forward to, someone that I want to emulate when it comes to my beverage consumption. Randy, never heard you mention the RTI A7s. What do you think of them? I haven't spent any time. I had the RTI A3s. Well, I still do, actually. My son has them in his room. My nose itches. Richard likes Domino's. Yeah. Seen the Emotiva review? Will you be keeping those ones? Seen? Oh, you've seen that email. Oh, T2 Plus. No, they're going back. They're just too big. They're too big for my house. Tower speakers are hard for me to lift and move around. hmm ELECs are all arounders. Balanced, fantastic soundstage. RP600M are going to be brighter up front, livelier, flatter. My nose is really itchy. Yeah, Sean's throwing it down. Ruben, I love your attitude, Ruben. I'm assuming it's very optimistic. PL300, basically a budget version of the PB4000 with 3 ports that you can block off with foam baffles. Ooh, that kind of sounds like fun. Ortiz 805 in here regulating. Oh my goodness. I have some clips RP6000 as part of a surround system, but I'm super curious to get a separate 2-channel setup for fun. You should. 2-channel is fun. Would the XLS Encore be good for front speakers in a home theater setup? Yes, they certainly would. I believe they would. Um, how big of a room? I mean, that doesn't really matter. I think they're going to be great regardless. I think they'll be really good. Got people texting me. Any experience with a Riga amp? No. No, I would love to, though. I've heard great things about the Riga IO. Saving for the Vista Audio Spark. Now want the IO from Riga. I don't know if Riga cooperates a lot with YouTubers or what have you. I haven't had them reach out to me, and nor have I reached out to them. Oh, Mike Gallagher. Hey, Randy. Love you, man. Love you, Mike. And wanted to know, since you are a fan of sealed subs, what is your fave? It's got to be the SVS SB1000 Pro right now. I've got a little 10-inch, and I keep forgetting what the name of it is. It's not even it's some kind of off brand. I got it at Best Buy, and I think it goes with like a soundbar or something. But it's this little 10-inch sealed sub, and it just hammers. I mean, it's like 350 watts. It's pretty awesome. I can't remember. I think it starts with an S, the name of the company. Did you go full upgrades on the GR Research Kit? No, but I did get the upgraded crossover. So that's built. I am just waiting on the bypass capacitors, which I should have not left that area and gone home with them because I don't know when they're going to get here. How close is the nearest Whataburger? Probably pretty close. There's pretty much always a Whataburger within about 10 or 15 minutes of you, anywhere you are, next to a major interstate. Ooh, I'm running 2 SVS SB2000, and Mike really likes them. That's a lot of bass, man. How big of a room you in? Just about that Relic A50 for my 2 outdoor clips. Is that sufficient? My backyard is my backyard is patio size. Yeah, I think you should be good. Clips are really efficient, so you'll probably be able to rock and roll them with that. Do you do no res in the XLS? I don't personally. I don't. There's a lot of other products out there that I think can do something similar. I just put polyfill in mine. Are the walls behind you a color mind trick, or is one wall gold, the other blue? You got it. I think. Yeah, blue, gold. Yeah. Yeah. Todd loves Whataburger. I don't blame you, Todd. I love it too. You like this look? Cheers, fellas. Looks like it's the Elax when the shops that reopen. Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong. Hey, Chris, though, but when you get them, break them in for a long, long time. Long time. They take a while. They take a little bit to open up. Have you spent any time with the KEF LS50 Meta? I have not. I owned the KEF LS50 for about 3 minutes. That's cool, man. Bedroom would probably be really good. Probably still need a sub though. What do I think about the Yamaha A50? Haven't spent any time with it. What's up, Redneck Tech 70? Just put together a system for my mother. ELAC debut 6.2, 8018, ELAC 1010 sub. Should hopefully serve her well. Yeah. Oh, Sean, do I miss Runza? Every now and again. I'll get one when I go back. Runza. Cheese Runza. They have like an Italian Runza, and literally they just dumped some spaghetti sauce in it and threw some cheese in it, and they called it a Italian Runza. I fried my Sony 2-channel stereo receiver at moderate volume. Had to ship it back to repair under warranty. Could using an equalizer caused it? I don't think so. I mean, how are you hooking an equalizer up to it though? Because you'd have to put that in between the source and the amp. So I mean, if you had like a DAC EQ going into the Sony, but even that, it's not going to fry it. I don't think so. Emotiva T0 Towers or Q Acoustic 3030i. Well, that's a good one. That's a good question. Depends on your use case. If they are going to just kind of sit in one spot, I think the emos, those little towers are pretty awesome. If you're going to be moving them around a bit or something, then probably the Qs. They're both great. Oh, John, I haven't spent any time with any heritage clips. I would love to, but I just haven't. Oh, Tulsa Tony's in the house. To do Audio Science Review had an article on the Audio Vista Spark today, and it didn't test well. Well, it doesn't surprise me. Um, hey man, Audio Science Reviews awesome. A lot of people love it. Um, I listen with my ears, not my sex robot. Did I say that out loud? I hope I didn't say that out loud. Later is dropping the ball on my new preamp I ordered last week. I just want to test out Dirac already. I don't blame you. Dirac is cool. Rock City. Hello, what about Wharfdale 12.1 compared to? I don't know. I like the 12.2s. I haven't spent any time with the 12.1s. The C1 Plus had an issue when I first got it. I hope they fixed it. Louis liked my joke. Andrew Robinson's on my live chat. I was telling Ron, Mr. Robinson, that like I don't even know what would happen if we had like a podcast with you, because I'd probably get all like starstruck and stuff with you on here. Google AX, yes, sex robot. Oh my goodness. What up, Andrew Robinson? That's so cool. Machete's in the house too. We got Machete and Andrew Robinson. Y'all better go out and buy a lottery ticket because stuff's getting real in here. Home theater. Listen, I can't help but go all girly when Andrew Robinson walks in. It's a man. It's a man with some tattoos and some knowledge about home theater and stereo equipment, and has badass TVs. I'm sorry. I got a man crush on Andrew Robinson. Go figure. Go figure. Machete. John. Smallest speaker that sounds good. Looking for desktop. Dolly Spectre 1s. Excellent. YAML S801s. I think the Spectre 1s are a little bit tonally more accurate. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think what. Well, if you can get away with it, the Emotiva B1 Plus are awesome. They're a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, everything's popping up here. They never did really get back with me about it. That's too bad. Dude, if you build it, they will come. You the man, Randy. Okay. Thank you, DJ X Factor. I think you're the man or person. I don't know what you are. Hey, Randy, really enjoy your channel and owe you a thanks for the RB512 review. Regretfully, bought R51Ms first, and you were 100% right. Shout out to the Best Buy's return policy. Yeah. I think obviously Clip sells a ton of the R51s. I personally think that the Sony SSCS5s and the JBL Stage A130s are better speaker. And generally, Better. Uh-oh. Are we Let's not argue with anybody in the comments. Hopefully. Let's be nice to one another. Okay, you're done. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just there we go. All gone. Sorry, Andrew. People are really nice sometimes. Hey, only stream title and got an integrated anthem. Oh boy. Now you're talking. The integrated anthem 225 is something else. That's a powerful 50-pound piece of machinery right there with no 2i. Do I need an external DAC? It sounds pretty good to me. You don't if you like what you have right now. You can run an optical into the no 2i and be just fine. So yeah, I think you can run a coax into it too, and you can run a 3.5 millimeter RCA into it. But I think they share the same. So the optical and the RCA input, I think, share the same jack. So you can do one or the other. One or the other. Oh, someone's commenting on my hotel. Ooh, what's your favorite Metallica album to hear? Sound quality. Well, I think they've gotten a lot better since the early 80s and mid 80s. They added some bass. I don't know. I think they're like S&M 2 is really well recorded. I think they're all, I mean, I think the Black album was super well recorded, and people would argue with that, but I think it was well recorded for what people were going to consume it on. Hello, Wharfdale Diamond 225 or ELAC Debut 5.2 desktop setup, small room. Ooh, I'm a fan of the Debut 5.2. I really like that speaker. Anyone looking at Rotel A12 Best Buy is still selling open boxes for 500. I haven't. I haven't looked at that. Which hard disk do you have? I think I have a SanDisk. I woke up the other day with one. Ooh, yeah, stuck in my head, and we all rocked out at 0800. Very nice. There's worse things you could wake up to in the morning. Oh, Andrew, are you an open baffle convert now? I am not, and I thought it was really interesting. I got to hear the most amazing open baffle speakers, open baffle subwoofers, all of it, and I think my big takeaway was just how awesome little bookshelves can sound compared to all of it. Now, granted, everything else was great and everything else was spectacular and open, and the soundstage was huge and was so far behind. But like, you take all that away, and you have two little bookshelves, and they sound so awesome. And I think for the most part, like people, no one's going to set up two refrigerator sized open baffle subwoofers in their living room and pull 8 foot tall ginormous speakers out in the middle of their living room. At least not in my case, maybe someday. And I think that was my biggest takeaway, is just how awesome even the little ones sounded, and how people could integrate that so easily into their lives and get that awesomeness. Yo, Randy. Ah, what up, Alex? It's El Gordo. El Gordo's in the house. El Gordito. Gordito. Is it Gordito or Gordita? Ooh, Home Theater Fanatics dropping $5. And $2.50 going to Homes for Our Troops. Thank you. Yeah, me and Mr. Robinson. I almost called you me and Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones. I'm getting my songs mixed up. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson, and then Mr. Jones. So I got them mixed up. Now I love bookshelf. A pair of bookshelves and a sub. I mean, you get so much out of that. You have so many placement options, freedom, everything. Uh, Rock City. I haven't listened to the Frog Leap Studios version of it. I will though. Ooh, there's Louie. Randy, have you thought about how to ship the DIY speakers? I'm going to have you build the Encores next year. My speaker budget blown for the year. I understand. I'll just ship them UPS. They're pretty small. I mean, I've shipped a lot of bookshelves around. If you're not in like Tokyo, it's going to be pretty easy. I don't think you're in Tokyo, Louis. Any vintage gear in your kits? I I guess you could call the Anthem Integrated 225 vintage, kind of. Um, it's old. They don't make it anymore. Oh, I have I have a vintage Oppo Blu-ray player for my CD transport. So yeah, but nothing. I actually went to the uh, the vintage store where they sell people's trash. I went there and they didn't have anything cool. Mr. Robinson, what are you listening to? I bet you're listening to something cool, like the KLH, something really cool from the 90s vintage stuff from my childhood that is made better now. Sean has owned 12 to 15 pairs of bookshelves. Never owned a floor stander before. What are they, Mr.? Oh, somebody sent me some poop or something. What is that? Is that an elephant with an afro? Richard McCoy's sending me $10 Canadian. $10 Canadian. Mr. Robinson, every time I do a live stream, 50% of it goes to Homes for Our Troops, which is a veterans organization. And they have a lot of veterans in Texas. And it's for people that are um, disabled because of, active duty or, in the line of duty, things like that. So that's just what I do. And then I also have a t shirt, and 50% of that goes to Homes for Our Troops. I just wanted to contribute to a veterans organization. I don't know. It's close, near and dear to my heart. But yeah, every time, and then I tallied up at the end of the month, and then we give 50% from all of the live streams to Homes for Our Troops. What's up, Cole? Did you get the upgraded crossover and no res? I did get the upgraded crossover. I did not get the no res. I just put polyfill in there. Um, I will go out and say right now, I don't think the upgraded crossover is necessary. Will it make a difference? Yes. Will it make a significant difference? No. Matthew Hilty, $10. $5 going to the troops. Thank you. Randy's just straight up a stand-up dude, flat out. Just trying to make up for lost time. Google AX goggles AX. Mr. Robinson just gave me 9,999. Oh my goodness, dude, that is so cool. That is so cool, Mr. Robinson. That's awesome, man. Josh Sack says, "Go Huskers." We're coming back to that, Josh, but we're going to talk about Mr. Robinson's $100 short of a penny. $50 going to Homes for Our Troops. That's awesome. Any thoughts on the Ellipson Heritage XLS 15? Have you heard? I haven't heard of those. Any new music that's interesting? Steve Gutenberg hooked me up with Chesky Records, and I have a whole bunch of like non-compressed stuff to listen to, and I'm really excited about it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, John Shepler saying, "Bam!" Andy Robinson just came in here and just kicked over my microphone and my fancy light with an umbrella on it. I brought my fancy light from the house. No more putting a lampshade on a trash can for me. Machete, missed you, Machete. Where you been? Thoughts on Polk TSI 500? Well, I really like the TSI 100. Andrew Robinson, who's a Husker fan here. This guy is my alma mater. That's where I went to college. I would say something else, but it would embarrass me. Yeah, I grew up in Nebraska. There's somebody else that's a Husker fan. Every now and again, we talk about the Huskers and their big letdown for the last 20 years. Steve Gutenberg was awesome in Cocoon. He sure was. Police Academy movies are a big part of my childhood, too. John Shepler's Go Big Red. John, you're from Iowa. You better be careful how loud you say that. Better be careful. How close are you to posting the video comparing the two DIY builds, CSS and XLS? Um, well, I've got to reassemble the CSS and then do some more listening with them in a larger room. And really, I've got two sets of CSS. I have one with the the different tweeter. So I'm probably going to do the review of the XLS here pretty soon. Come on, Andrew. Whereabouts? I grew up in Geneva, south of York, about 26 miles. I actually grew up in Strang, but they didn't have a high school, so I had to drive my farm implements to Geneva to go to high school. You grew up in Nebraska? Did we just become best friends? That's so odd. Yeah, I grew up in Nebraska, went to school in Lincoln, enlisted in the Navy, came back to Lincoln to finish my degree. My kids live in Nebraska. My parents used to. They just moved to Arizona. Oh, Nebraska, LHP. You and Andrew Robinson. Where's Andrew? Who's that? Sean Heisler. Sean lives in Gretna. We're just a bunch of Huskers in here. There's a bunch of good old Nebraska folks. Ah, Andrew grew up next to Sac Air Force Base. Andrew, I got my flight physical at Sac Air Force Base. I have a little bit of PTSD from that. They dilated my eye, so they give me a. I was stationed at the ROTC unit in Lincoln, and I was connected to it, so I was still active duty. But anyway, I go up to Sac Air Force Base to get my flight physical, and they dilate my eyes. And I've got this government van that I drove up there, and literally I can't see anything, and I'm like driving around a government van. Yeah, I have a story for you sometime, Mr. Robinson, about the last part of my flight physical. Tony Jenkins, Nebraska football was never the same after Coach Osborne left. Not safe being a Cornhusker fan in Oklahoma. That's true. I actually got to meet Coach Osborne. I didn't really meet him. I sat with him at the same table. I was lucky enough to be a little bit of a part of the athletic department when I was there. And I was there in the, late 90s during the golden years. Ed Beck, thanks for always answering questions. Ed, you are completely welcome. I think that's what I should do. Offutt Air Force Base, SAC, Strategic Air Command. It's part of the nuclear triad, along with the Ohio class submarines, based out of Kings Bay, Georgia, and Bangor, Washington. We're protected. We're doing all right here in the US of A, USNA, with the nuclear triad. What year did you graduate from UNL? Well, I should have graduated the first time in, I guess, 99 or 2000. But I enlisted in the Navy in 97, came back to University of Nebraska in 2001 or 2002, and then finished my degree and then I was out of the Navy for about 5 hours. So I was discharged as an enlisted and then I got, went in as an officer. Mr. Robinson, good night. If you're leaving, black shirt. Heck yeah. Tony, I'm in Oklahoma too. Love your channel. You're the best. Hold on. Ron's texting me. Tell him to get on the live stream. Get on the live stream. We've all heard about Emotiva new Basics amplifiers. Think they will come out with a corresponding new preamp. Oh, Andrew was saying thank you. Yeah, good. I'm glad you didn't leave. We just became best friends. We're doing karate in the garage and stuff. Do I think they're coming out with a corresponding preamp? I don't know. You have to wait. Ooh, Mike Gallagher dropping 20. $10. $10. Going to Homes for Our Troops. Ooh. Mr. Loudon. Enlisted in 83, discharged honorably in 93. Good for you. Good for you. I got out in 2005. 15 years ago. Actually, almost 16 years ago now. Man, been a long time. One of my buddies who I served with is still in. He'll be in for like 30 years. Ron is going to Texas. Where vaguely? Close to me. Somewhat close, but I'll leave that up to Ron. I don't want to give away Ron's or tell you. I'm not going to give you Ron's address yet. Iowa audio review. Hey, Emotiva come out with a new entry-level 7-channel sound processor. It's a shame they don't offer their old one anymore. I think everyone's going to be all right with Emotiva. They have yet to do anything that's not awesome. Interested in Emotiva T0 after review. Should I ditch my KEF Q150 for a pair? Would be a waste of money. They are different speakers. The one Q150s are very nice and a little bit warm. The T0s are very analytical, slightly U-shaped, a lot of fun. They can live happily with one another. Listening to this on a pair of B1 Pluses. I bet we're coming in loud and clear, aren't we? That tweeter's something else. Hey, Frank from Northern Quebec. Nothing better than a live Cheap Audio Man show when it's snowing outside. Yeah, we're from a roadside motel. Frank the Tank. Ron's moving to Brownsville. Yep, down there on the. Speaking of which, his ears must have been burning because I got a new record today. Just dropped in $19.99, and that's his children's cereal money that he's throwing around here. Ron, thank you very much. $10, Homes for Our Troops. Is a pair of KEF Q150 for 200 pounds a good choice for neophyte? I haven't spent any time with the Q100s. I love the 150s. I think they're fun. Hey Ron, they say you're moving to Brownsville. Is that where you're moving? Down there on the border, right next to Del Rio. 2021. People are just dropping money in here right and left. Ginger Hermit, $20.21. Ron, I can't get the thing right so I can hear myself through my headphones. I don't even know why I'm wearing them, quite frankly. It's not like I can hear anything. I guess I'm trying to monitor my microphone, but I'm not very good at any of this. Is that better? Now I'm all echoey. I'm not going to do it. I don't even know why I have them on. So silly. Nebraska LHP. I'd like to hear why Danny Ritchie thinks wings on one side of, and well, I don't know what that means. Wings on one side of OB, and Shaw says no. Are you talking about Hobbs and Shaw, the wonderful blockbuster movie that happened with all the explosions? Because if that's it, you should watch that. Seems like a whole lot of YouTuber audio files in Texas. Well, there's gonna be one more in a short time. Tulsa is nice. Lived there for a couple of years. I'm in Sallisaw, taking care of sick mom. Oh, I'm sorry, Rock City. I hope your mom does better. That's tough. I'm glad you can be there though for her. Will you be talking about the sound of the CSS 1DX soon? Yes. I'll just tell you, they're bassy, thick, wonderful tone and texture on the bass, powerful, um, very clear, a lot of clarity. They're just a really good neutral speaker with a good amount of punch. Hey, Christy, how in the world are you getting KEF? Because they keep playing hard to get with me. Christy, I'll tell you how I get KEF is I go out and buy them. That's how I get them. They've never sent me one thing. I bought the LS50s, I bought the Q150s, and I bought the Q350s. All of them. Actually, Alex, where you at, El Gordo? Alex has my 350s right now. He's probably going to ghost me, and I'll never see him again. Dun, dun, dun. I have Sony 2-channel. I'm just going to call it the 2-channel. Paired with the SSCS5s, but they seem to lack detail. That's interesting. That SSCS5s are usually pretty detailed. I will say, though, that amp is pretty lush on the bottom. Oh, man. Christy's laughing. Yeah, I'm not laughing. I have a whole bunch of KEF speakers. Although I was able to, I sold the Q150s. Q350s are at El Gordo's house. We gotta buy Polk so we can relate. Oh, there he is, right there. El Gordo Audio. El Gordo Audio. You named yourself. Good for you. El Gordo Audio, the fat audio. It's so mean. It's funny, but it's mean at the same time. Any chance I can send you my Riga IO for review? Sure, Chris. Just wipe it down. Spray it down with a little bit of Windex. No, not Windex. Uh, Lysol. Listerine. Just pour some Listerine on the top of it. It should be good. And then shake it real hard. What are your go-to tracks to sound test on as soon as you hook up a new pair of speakers? Well, Josh, great question. I actually have my test track playlist in the description of literally like almost every video. And it's grown. It used to be like 15 tracks. Now it's over 70. I listen to Wherever I May Roam by Metallica for soundstage and imaging. Um, Intergalactic by Beastie Boys for bass extension. A lot of stuff off like the MTV Unplugged, Alanis Morissette, Alice in Chains, Rooster, Nirvana, Dumb, a lot of that stuff. Anyone celebrating 420? Yeah, I'm celebrating it by being in a hotel room because I have a meeting tomorrow morning. Oh, there you go. Chocolate Chip Trip by Tool. Great sound for, or great track to test soundstage and imaging. Great travel in between. Christy, I'm surprised that Kef is not knocking down your front door and backing up a truck. Beep, beep, beep. And then the forklift comes down and it's just a pallet of Kef speakers. Just a pallet of them. Oh, yeah. Get Andrew to lend you his Lascalas. Yeah, I'm gonna put them in my half bath. I think that would fit really well in there. That would be good. Yes, Mr. Robinson, I do listen to real music. Actually, some people don't like the music I listen to, and that's okay because they were telling me I need to listen to different music, and so I changed it up. And for bass extension, I actually used "Narcissistic Cannibal" by Korn, as that's the artist. Korn's the artist. Some people, it's a very good audiophile band. At the 1 minute mark, there's a very low do do, and if you have very low extension on your speakers, you can hear that. But most of the time, they stop short. JC's in Colorado. New record day. I send messenger pigeons to Kef. I'm hoping the personal touch gets their attention. Dude, didn't you just review the LS 50 Metas? Didn't they send those to you? I thought you did. Did you see the Audioholics review of the $5,000 Audio Quest speaker to cable? I watched a bit of it. It looked like someone strapped a 40-volt battery from their weed eater on it and then made it light up the LEDs. Mike Gallagher says stay heavy. Heck yeah. Listen, a little bit of Anthrax in here. Someone needs to send Randy some Heresy 4 or Forte 4 just alone. I would love to. I was so close to buying a pair of Fortes. And then I went on there's a Klipsch group on Facebook. I went on there and said, hey, this is what they're charging. And they said, no, that's dumb. So I didn't buy them. Mr. Robinson doesn't have this Lascalas anymore. Christy's going to send out the pigeons to Calf. I think we should start our own YouTube. What do you call it? What do you call it when people get together? Like the, oh my goodness, I can't think tonight. When a bunch of people get together, they're part of a union. Yeah, YouTube union. New record days, doing some smoke signals on his back porch with some leaves he collected from all the trees in Arizona. Club. Ron, I'm not operating on 100% capacity right now. A collab, alliance. That's right. You're just looking stuff up in the thesaurus now. If we wanted to lend you something for review, is that something that's possible? And how would that work if possible? JC, I have had stuff sent in. You can just email me. Ooh, PHP 249. PHP. I don't know what that is. We got some I almost said interstellar, and then I almost said intergalactic. We have some international stuff coming in. Thank you, Mr. Isidro. Thank you very much. Oh, Christy is working on a restraining order. Yeah, you should. I'm right down the road from you right now. Just kidding. I'm in Houston. New record day. Listen, buddy, I ate pretty much all the brisket, and then we had brisket tacos last night. But the guy that helped me veneer my speakers is the one that smoked me a brisket. He wants it now. Listen, you can have brisket or you can have cocoa pebbles with marshmallows in them, but you can't have both. John Shepler, uh, what to do? A thanks to Christy Wright for her input, and I enjoy your comments too. You know what, Christy and Andrew, I watched one of your videos way back when you guys like went record shopping, and it was very fun. And I thought, man, I wish my significant other, wish my significant other liked going record shopping like I do. No, we have to go down and get toes painted. Oh, Filipino peso, very cool. All the way from the Philippines. I finally pulled the trigger on the right song, but I went with the A12 because the tubes are easier to find to roll. Oh, very cool. Yeah, those rice songs are fun. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. If you're looking for a very inexpensive way to get into tubes, the Tube Cube 7 from Tube Depot has two EL84. I'm just gonna say a bunch of letters and numbers. Tube Cube 7 from Tube Depot has EL84 power tubes. $180 delivered in the United States. Ooh, Godsmack. I saw Godsmack in concert with Metallica. They opened up for Metallica in Pensacola, Florida. What year was that? It was right after Hurricane Ivan. So I think it was '03. Maybe it was '04. Oh, that was so much fun. Get back to yeah. Oh, I'm going to listen to Godsmack tonight. Randy, what got you started in this hobby? Ooh, you know, I don't know what it was. I grew up on a farm in Nebraska, and like it was the thing when the boys turned 6 in the family that they got a BB gun, and that was like a big gift back then. So I begged my parents. I didn't want a BB gun. I wanted a Walkman, Sony Walkman, and of course I had to get the knockoff, but it was cool. I didn't care. I don't know what it was. Like there's furniture stores and everywhere. Um, and all these furniture stores in these little towns also had like stereo equipment. They'd sell TVs, washer and dryers, refrigerators. They'd always have like big speakers in there. And I was just always, I don't know what it was. I just was born. I mean, I remember Back to the Future came out and Marty McFly was rolling around on a skateboard, listening to a Walkman, holding on to the backs of cars and skateboarding. But see, I didn't have paved roads. I had gravel. So I couldn't grab on trucks on my skateboard because I would die. But I could get a Walkman. So I got the Walkman. But I've just been down the rabbit hole ever since. I was installing speakers and stuff into my car, my buddies' cars, and just messing around with stuff. I've always loved it. Ooh, El Gordo's in here. What did El Gordo say? Andrew Robinson helped me get through COVID-19. Yeah, always be grateful to him. Yeah, Andrew El Gordo is salt of the earth. He's a good cat. He works over at DFW. He has the ability to land a plane on the taxiway. He's in a big white trailer right out there. What what are you Delta Gate? What gate are you on, El Gordo? Gary Dinsmore. Sorry, what is it? MX3. MX3 is a integrated amp from Topping. It's got a DAC in it. Little DAC amp. I watched your tepid review of the PSB Alpha and have to say that the 2011 version and the 5 that I have are quite literally the best sounding speakers I've ever owned, paired with an ELX sub. Mark, there's nothing. I like the PSBs. I think they sounded great. I just thought they were slightly overpriced, and the port on mine fell out. I think PSBs are good. I just think they're about $100 too expensive. Because if I'm looking at the PSB P5s compared to the Q150s from Kef, I'm choosing the Q150s all day long. The PSBs, in my opinion, this is just me, is not $100 better, and I think the Kefs are built better. Terminal C, yeah, that's what I meant. Not D. You're not the international Delta. Could you recommend a speaker around 100 watts that fits a small room well? Well, the the power rating isn't necessarily as important as how much air they'll push. I mean, even 2 watts is going to push a really good. Is going to fill up a room. So I don't know if it's a bookshelf speaker. I think there's a lot of good options from ELAC, from Klipsch. It depends on what kind of sound you like. Do you like an exciting sound? You like more of a neutral, more warm sound? And maybe you don't know. I think a good place to start would be the Sony SSCS5s. They're about 130 bucks. Sometimes as low as like $75, or the JBL Stage A130s. Oftentimes they're $180. Um, the Yamo S803s, they're pretty good. Oftentimes they go on sale. One of Danny's next videos is going to be on the Wharfdales, the Diamond 9.1. He's already said it's a good little speaker. Very cool. Ludicrous, how are you? My in-laws got them. Ooh, Gino popping in $10. Gino, thank you. One veteran to another. Thank you, Gino. $5 going to Homes for Our Troops. Gino's beard and him are in here. Did you try port lube on them? Yes, Ron. A lot of it, and didn't seem to do the trick. I don't know which one you're talking about. Topping denied our request too. Topping? Christy, come on. I got so much topping stuff. I'll put it in a box and just send it south. Just say stop in Austin. Just stop on 35. Right where it goes under. It'll be on the side of the road. Big box of topping stuff for you. I'm just kidding. Seriously, I've got some stuff if you'd like it. I'll send it your way. I just grabbed the T1 Plus. What amp should I pair it with? Ooh. I think Marantz and Emotiva stuff pairs very well together because Marantz is a little bit lush and warm, like a warm blanket you could slip underneath and watch some Punisher on Netflix. Yeah, but I mean, really, I've had Onkyo connected to my uh, Emotivas. So Emotivas are pretty analytical and can be very clear and stuff. So maybe a more laid back amp is sometimes really good. JBL Stage A130 are good. I like those. What's that? Okay. The Sonys or the Emotivas would be my suggestion. PSP speakers have always been overpriced, even going back to the 90s. Okay. Fluence. There you go. Bookshelf as an alt to the Sony. Yep, I had those. I had those in. Actually, they sent me the whole thing, kit and caboodle. Mr. Robinson. Those towers are big. Mm. I always look at measurements from Soundstage and Stereophile, and the Paradigm Atom and KEF Q150 both measure better than the PSP. P5s, as do the Wharfdale Diamonds, all generations of them. Yeah, I mean, I like measurements and stuff, but the PSB, I mean, I know what's going on with the P5, and I like it. PSB P5 sounds an awful lot like the ELAC debut B6, the first generation. A little bit of rise right there in the bottom. Makes them play bigger. I like that sound though. What's the best tasting port lube? Chocolate, without a doubt. Where's my buddy over at Andrew Robinson says full stop. Chocolate is the best port lube, full stop. Yeah. The Cheap Audio Man crew is in full force tonight. That's right, El Gordo. El Gordo fan. Oh, Dr. C from the Big Easy in the house. He was too busy watching the R&R video just now that I missed. Dr. C, we have a whole bunch of YouTube royalty in here. I don't know if Ron's still in here, but Mr. Andrew Robinson and Miss Christy Wright are in here hanging out with us, slumming it down here. The Cheap Audio Man. Ooh, Louis Sipes. Just need Steve G and we'd be complete. Yeah, Mr. Gutenberg's a pretty solid individual. Marantz has gone up a lot. Well, I think to be fair, I think pretty much all receivers have gone up because they're kind of kind of slim pickings for receivers. There's been a lot of supply issues because of the global pandemic. Someone threw up a bunch of French mustard on the wall. French's mustard over there. Yeah, this is not my house. This is a Fairfield Inn. Yeah, and Sean F. Sorry. It's that AMT tweeter that gives the emos its analytical flavor. Oh, I like it too. It's so, it just extracts all of the yummy details. Man, Give me one reason by Tracy Chapman. Listen to those on the B1 Plus. That was way back when this channel first started, like 3 months ago. Um, I was just like gobsmacked. I'm just like, this is incredible. What songs would you need a super tweeter for? Really, any song. Any super tweeter is more for home theater, like zings when watching movies. You know, yeah, but it's also there's still a lot of stuff up there, and it's in that what Ron would call the time domain, and it's like spatial cues, um, room, the impressions of a room that it was recorded in, a lot of stuff like that. Do, do, do. Is the B man here? Brock? I didn't see Brock. Ah, there it is. Ron RT85. I like that. I have the RT83. I think I missed something. Please pass along my thanks and hellos, El Gordo. Yeah. El Gordo's solid individual. Uh, Bella. I got an Ella. He's got a Bella. All the positive talk about calf is reassuring. Order the LS50 Meta with stands, and my local dealer more or less gave me stands for free. I've got the RT83. I'm in the Fluence Club. I mean Ron laugh. You need to try the yeah AQ7 Class D. I just got a Class D in that I'm really enjoying the SMSL SU9 balanced. I don't know where B Rock is. If it wasn't so hopping in here, I'd text him, tell him to get on here. Mr. Robinson doesn't like the AMT tweeters. Can be a bit intense. Bit intense. Hey Randy, that's between Q Acoustics 3030i and the Wharfdale Diamond 12.2. Ooh, those did different speakers. Um, I would say the Q's 3030i's are kind of Yamo-ish. They're fun. A lot of bass, good treble, mid range maybe a little bit recessed. They're doing everything right, and those 3030s hit hard. I would say the Wharfdale Diamond 12.2 are a bit more of a refined speaker. Um, they're definitely well, I mean, better looking is subjective, but um, I think the 12.2s are going to mid range better. The 3030i's are going to play bigger. It kind of comes down to what you want. 12.2s are very good. They're going to be very good with everything. A little bit more refined. 3030i's. I mean, think about like a business guy and a longshoreman. 12.2 is the business guy, but if he has too much at the pub, he can still go out and clean some house. The 3030i is like a longshoreman. It's just going to knock things over. Eduardo, I ordered the crossover kit for the Sony CS5. Thanks for your crossover video. I do not have a clue where to start. Now I have a clue. I wish you shipped a crossover plate though. Yeah, just cut out a little piece of board. It's easier to actually lay the crossover out on top and then wire it together per the diagram than it is to like put it in. Yeah. Mr. Robinson, Mr. Brené is talking about open baffle. I'll get Brock. Oh, John's gonna get Brock. Fine. All the people are gonna be in here. What did Machete say? I don't care what tweeter's on a speaker as long as it ain't trying to dry. Oh, come on now. I was with you. Dr. C liked that though. Diamonds are known for the lush mid range. The 12.2s are not nearly as lush as the 11.2s. The 12.2s are very much more neutral speaker than the 11.2s. RT85, very good value. It's got that Ortofon Black. I think Ortofon Black. B Rock's in the house. B Rock, everyone's been asking about you. Get the monitor audio bronze. Ooh. Over the Q acoustics. Christy throwing down the gauntlet. I would almost get the monitor audio 50s in, but I had to pay for them. And then I didn't want to pay for them. B man. We got Dr. C. We got B Rock. We have El Gordo. We have Andrew Robinson. We have Ron from I Got a New Record Today. We got Machete. The gang is all here. We should just go ahead and start a basketball team, football team. Get me talking about, and I won't shut up. Randy, now. Oh, open baffle. Yeah, Ron likes it. Ron also likes having two totems in the middle of his living room. He says they're speakers, but they're really something that he worships the audio gods to. And then, personally, what would happen to me is my 4-year-old would wake up screaming for chocolate milk. I would run out in my underwear, half asleep, and I would knock over one of those XLS Extremes right through the TV. The dog would start barking. Everybody would get up. It would be a whole thing. Yeah, Mr. Robinson's keeping the Forte 4s. Of course he is. And the Heresies. Of course you are. My resentment continues to grow, Mr. Robinson. Where'd it go? I just missed something. When can I buy okay. Where can I buy replacement woofers for my 80s Advent speakers? They are finally starting to deteriorate. Well, you can buy a lot of woofers over at Parts Express. I don't know because each driver has different Theos ball parameters. So I don't know if you can get a like for like. But they have a big, what do you call it, forum over there. They may be able to help you out. Let you know which is a good drop in replacement. My tube amp has 8 KT152. Should I be offsetting my greenhouse gases footprint or is it negligible? I can't tell you that for sure. I would just recycle. Randy says, yeah, fine. I'll stick with my bookies. Listen, it was all good. It was all cool. It was incredible. All of it was incredible. It's all incredible. I'm just saying I would trip over a big speaker in the middle of the night. Ooh. I've never heard the monitors. Andrew and Christy have them. Oh, Dr. C is going to email Paul McGowan and threaten him to send you the Sprout 100. I don't think Paul needs anybody to review anything. I think he's doing all right over there in Colorado. Monitors are punchy. I like that. I like a little punch. Gino, hey Randy, what audio gear do you travel with? I bring my FIO audio player. So I always travel with my Ear Studio M100 Mark II, which I was listening to earlier this evening. I have some new IEMs that I opened up and tried out tonight. They're pretty good. Got my old Mezes. Where'd it go? Ooh. Here we go. Ron, why does Richie say wings on? I still don't know what that. Oh, open baffle one side and Shaw says not. Okay. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Quicker base. Hey, are the monitors, are they sealed? Are they ported? I don't know. I'd have to look at them. Best response ever on a bass question. Anyone listening to some good music right now? I'm not. At Nebraska, just different ideas, pros and cons to both designs. Where can I go to make sure I'm a subscriber to you all? Well, you can go to a new record day. You can go to the Andrew Robinson channel, or you can go to my channel. I think you can subscribe right here. I have a Sprout 100 I can send to Randy for him to review if he wants. That said, Ron has a great review of it. Monitor Audio has a new entry level called the Monitor Series. Not that the bronzes cost what the silvers used to, but none of the dealers have the Monitor Series. I'll tell you, the bronze is still really well priced. I almost pulled the trigger multiple times on them. I have the Rysong A10 connected to a topping MX3. What can I do to improve this? Oh, okay. We talked about this the other night. So you're running the MX3 as your DAC into the A10. I would say maybe consider getting a subwoofer with speaker level inputs, or maybe a different DAC. That'd be fun. Try Sound for the Advent. Ooh, Louis Sipes. I like Louis. Louis, we should get together and drink some sweet tea till we get all silly. Waiting on Onkyo and Pioneer to come back with their entry level integrated amplifier. That'd be cool. Randy's been wanting to review the Sprout 100. Oh, we just popped up. Check your Twitter DM. I will. I'll do that, Mr. Robinson. Ooh, listening to Fleetwood Mac on the turntable, RTA 5. Ported. They're ported. What would love to hear some suggestions on an $1,000 amp to pair with my Freya Plus. I have bright speakers. Tecton Lore. You know, Mr. Robinson probably be able to answer that better than I would. I haven't had a lot of experience with integrateds or amplifiers above about the $500 mark. Musical fidelity? Is that pretty bright? I think, are the musical fidelities pretty bright though? I know Mr. Robinson's had a couple of reviews on them. If not, I know one because I almost bought a musical fidelity. Need a new record player. Considering tempted by the RT85 as a great needle included. I've got the 83, and with the Ortofons, you can change the needle to the higher up. So if you have an Ortofon red, you can change the needle to the blue and just put it in there. I think if you have the blue, you can change the needle to the black and leave it in there. So there's kind of like a little upgrade path, which is kind of cool. Ron says we should invite both Andrew and Christy to our podcast. Chances of fun, 100%. Yeah, I agree with that. Mr. Dr. C from the Big Easy. They need to be paired with the right amp to fully bring them to life. I'm using mine with the Yamaha AS801. Sweet combination. Diamonds are nice. We had the tower. Oh, that's right. You had the nice tower. Yeah, I saw that. I watched that video. Actually, I think I watched that video when I was driving out to GR Research. I wasn't watching it the whole time. I had it on playing through the speakers via Bluetooth. Whew. Terrible question. One record for the rest of your life. What are you listening to? Master of Puppets. That's easy. Next. Shark Week. Hey, Mr. Robinson. It's Shark Week. But Dad, it's Shark Week. I made myself laugh. I tickled myself. I have some Andrew James playing in the background of the Bluetooth speaker after midnight from the album Arrival. Killer guitar instrumental. Very cool. I'm listening to a Living Stereo India Adams record. I picked it up on the cheap last week. Sounds very good. You certainly need to be in the mood for it, though. Oh, we have all sorts of audio royalty. Carrie Ames, what was your favorite Underway album? From one submariner to another, I hesitate to even say this. I went Underway with, I can't remember what Korn album it was, but also, and I'm going to say it, I'm not proud of it, Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit. I listened to a lot of Limp Bizkit. Was yeah, when I was in engine room Ford in the bilge, listening to Limp Bizkit. Yeah. How about you, Mr. Ames? You probably weren't allowed to listen to anything because you were constantly being academically hazed by the other officers. Tony Miletto. Kerry Ames, everybody, CSS Audio. He's the guy that designed the Crichton. He's also a Navy nuclear officer, also a fellow submariner. Smart guy. Smart guy. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, if anybody needs to email me, it's cheapaudioman@gmail.com. Pioneer and Onkyo are now owned by Sound United. Really? I didn't know they bought Onkyo and Pioneer. Well, I know Pioneer and Onkyo were kind of like sister companies. I didn't know that. Sound United just has everybody. What's going to be my next amp rating? A Musical Fidelity M6SI. That's some serious hardware there, Dr. C. You sure you're going to be all right with that? With all that Class D stuff you got going on over there? I can't wait to hear your thoughts on the Musical Fidelity. I would love to get one of those. I almost bought the M2SI, but instead I bought the Moon by Sim Audio 240i. And then I got so angry that I got the Moon and the KEF LS50 that I started a YouTube channel. And look where we're at now. So, in a sense, not buying the Musical Fidelity M2SI really helped me out. Now I'm chatting with Carrie Ames, Andrew Robinson, Ron from A New Record Day, El Gordo, Dr. C, B Rock, Sean Heisler, just so many awesome people because I got mad at the KEF LS50. Yes, Mr. Ames. What'd you get out as? Lieutenant? Did you get out as a captain? 06? Commander? Lieutenant commander? Oh man. Yeah. El Gordo saying I fill my cup up with some reggaeton. Ooh, Breaking Benjamin at the time. How many treadmills did you have on the Fast Attack? We had one. You probably didn't even have a treadmill. You probably had to run up in the missile compartment like they did in Crimson Tide because there's so much room to run on a submarine to run laps. Whew, I'm getting thirsty. I'm doing a lot of talking. Reggaeton. Favorite Underway album, USS Puget Sound, was Peace of Mind by Iron Maiden. I like that. Very good stuff. I know I had more than those two CDs, but for whatever reason, I also listened to a lot of Linkin Park when I was underway. I think I don't remember. All I know is I was on the treadmill and I put my portable CD player in the overhead, and then I was running real hard and I yanked it down and it crashed, and then sonar people got mad at me. We had one and had to watch your head or hit a pipe. I understand that. Every day. That's what Chrissy says. Youngest captain ever, left at lieutenant. Very cool. We're lieutenant, but you still outrank me. I was a lieutenant JG when I got out. Mr. Ames still outranks me. Hey Cam, new fan here. Are your hopes high for Spotify? I've got the Raspberry Pi Spotify Connect route since it's been announced. Yeah, listen, I think Spotify is awesome just to begin with. I think really well mastered MP3s or really well mastered anything is going to sound good. I'm excited because I think they have the biggest installed base. They also have a pretty decent, algorithm with finding new music and stuff. Although I'm getting ready to start playing around with the Rune. Oh, there's Ron from A New Record. I got a new record today. I want to slam you in the mouth when you say a new record. I just said it again with a closed fist right in the mouth. I don't blame you, Ronald. I'd want to slap me too if I messed up the inexpensive audio dude. That was the funniest, funniest between two speakers ever. We need to do another one. Maybe Christy will do it between two speakers. Probably not. LS50 metas are fantastic. Christy, come on. They don't have any bass, do they? Maybe they do. I haven't listened to them. Rune is fun. Andrew Robinson's hammering it down, dropping the gauntlet. I want to play with Rune. It's cool because you can make playlists from your RIP CDs and from streaming services. How cool is that? Brock Girling. B Rock, you're welcome. It was fun. Brock, we would have had a good time. We'd have hazed the new guy, made him cry and lower engine room lower level, get in the fetal position and cry. And then we'd laugh at him and point, say, "You can't go home. You're on a submarine." Brits are building a cool dreadnought sub. Very cool. I'm sorry, I gotta take a drink of the old Diet Cola. Dr. C. Hotel Diet Coke is the best. Lots of love. But you yourself said a pair of bookshelves. Oh, Christy's getting me. B Rock just dropped in $20. $10 going to Homes for Our Troops. Yes, Christy, you're right. You got me. I did say a pair of bookshelves and a sub is all you need. You're right. You're right. Now, you just get Kef on the horn. Say, listen, y'all need to send a few pairs of the LS50s down to Lone Star State. I do put away. Ron. That's hotel soda. It doesn't count if you're in a hotel. You can drink like 5 gallons of Diet Coke and it's fine. Ooh, got their Relic S50 Pro and 850. El Gordo. El Gordo. We need to get you. We need to get. Yeah, the S50 is gonna be better. You're not gonna have all the smearing. It's 850. Mr. Robinson wants to review the moon, the Muon. A Relic. Hey, Andrew and I both reviewed the A50. Isn't that a cool little Tony Miletto dropping in $5, 250. Oh, wait a minute. That's Tony Miletto from Millennium Sound and something or other. Hey, Tony. How do you get YouTube music to go lossless? I don't know. Talk to Google. I'll tell you who's got a, a line into Google is Mr. Andrew Robinson. Mr. Robinson, will you make Google play lossless on YouTube? I don't know if they're really after that audio file section. They're pretty small. Oh, here he goes. Ron's going to talk about the cool amplifier that does everything cool. Really awesome with the blue sound. You should get a hotel ice cream Snickers bar. No, I already had too much hotel Domino's pizza. There's no room for any more stuff. BD Isaac 1, $4.99. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. A new record today trolls a lot of people. It's real mean. It's on there. He's a keyboard man, keyboard fighter, keyboard warrior. That's what I was trying to say. Oh my goodness. Got nothing. Ooh, CSIN. That was my first new purchase speakers. Hey, Mr. Kerry Ames, if you're still in here, Ron and I talked about CSS audio this morning on the podcast. Actually, it was yesterday. Any thoughts on Hagel? I'm looking at H90. I'll tell you who likes Hagel is the British audiophile. I don't think you can probably go wrong with him. Christy, email me. I stirred up a hornet's nest with the company that owns NAD and the the family of companies with my Blue Sound Node 2i. All of a sudden they snapped into action. Carrie Ames, stop giving us money, Mr. Ames. Come on now. Just give us speakers. Just give a free kit of speakers to everybody. Thank you. $25 going to Homes for Our Troops from a lieutenant. Lieutenant Carrie Ames dropping in $50. Maybe I am, maybe I am. What's up? Please stop drinking Coke. We need to be around for a long time, Tony. Listen, Tony, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start drinking the water. I did. Yes, the Lenbrook family of companies. Christy, I mentioned something in my Blue Sound Node 2i video, and I got an email from the VP of marketing, and then everything changed. New record day, love some CSS. Carrie, thank you for your service. Thank you for being a submariner and doing something that most people wouldn't do. Get into a big tube, go into the water. Yeah, Lenbrook. Hey, you got your NAD, Mr. Ron, so you shouldn't be complaining anyway. Have you tried higher end headphone amps like the Burson? No. Any? No, I've tried some THX headphone amps. That's about it. Carrie, send me the same crate. No, Ron, you don't get stuff from CSS2. Just me. I'm, I'll get jealous. You already got a CSS speaker. Louis Sipes might need to think about some CSS. I'm telling you, they'll punch you in the mouth. They're good stuff. We are all too familiar with those types of emails, just not from Lundbrook. It was actually a good email. Like, I'll tell you about it if you'd like me to. Probably offline. Any shit audio reviews in the future? Well, yes, they have some stocking stuff. I do have the Loki in. I'm gonna try that out. I think I'm gonna get the Freya. I'd like to get the Azure. I'd like to get the Vidar. Azure's. I want to hear some Class A loveliness from the Azure. How long have we been doing this? Hour 20 minutes. Christy, I don't know why. I'll tell you the reason why. It's because people are jealous. That's the reason why. It's because people are jealous. I'll tell you. Here's the reason why. It's people are jealous because you guys do it better than anybody else does it, and that's it. And everybody wants to. It's really easy to take aim at the person that's on the top of the mountain. So, yeah, that's my opinion. I don't know if it's accurate or not. El Gordo, Yo Randy. I was telling Brock. I love it when you say Yo Randy. It makes me happy. I was telling Brock that I am afraid of the CSS speaker kit because then it's game over. That's right. Hey, El Gordo, I'll solder your crossover up the road. Actually, you should be able to do that. We'll have a speaker building party. We'll get some speakers and we'll glue them up together. We'll get wood glue all over each other. We'll talk about some audio nerd humor, like the difference between a Purify and a Ice Power or Hypex. It's so funny to talk about that stuff. And then we'll put some speakers together. Lenbrook, PSB, NAD, Blue Sound, and Dolly. Is this a YouTuber audiophile gathering? Cool. Gordo, we don't. Oh man, I got the Latin lovers in here. Nah, that didn't sound right. I got the South American forces. This probably didn't sound right either. I've got the. I'll just stop. Anyway, Salvador and El Gordo are both in here. Oh, what did Dr. C say? I missed it. I just saw. Azure is amazing. Yeah, of course it is, Ron, because you get to play around with all the cool stuff. And then Andrew Robinson and Christy get to play around with all the heritage stuff. That's cool. I just saw something review of a CSS speaker versus B&Ws. Tharbamar. What do you think about the Beginner Audiophile podcast? I haven't seen it. Spy Navy. I like your name, though. That Superman thing. Are you an alien from Krypton? That is what I keep hearing. Do you use any vintage gear? Wow, the Anthem integrated 225. I think it's from the 90s. Maybe. Maybe not. Are SVS Primes a good speaker? Yes, I love the SVS Primes. I think they're have better mid range than RP600M. I actually kept the SVS Primes, bought them from SVS, and then I sold my RP600Ms. Joe and Zeos and the Gathering would be completed. Yeah. I like my speakers assembled. Carrie, don't send Ron anything. He doesn't need anything else. Doesn't need it. He's got cool NAD amplifiers to play with. I'm just kidding. Louie, you're so nice, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Louie. You're a very good guy. $10 going to Homes for Our Troops. Andrew likes his speakers assembled. I do too. I just like building stuff. I like it. Brock, what is that? It's a little emoji thing. Andrew, yes, Mr. Robinson, I went SVS over the 600M. I felt like the SVS had a bit better mid range, and were slightly less fatiguing at louder volumes. That's just me, though. That's just me. Oh, Brock, a little dab. I think my kids used to do that. Dabbing. If I did that, I'd probably throw my neck out. It is a teenager thing. I think it used to be a teenager thing. I don't think it's a thing anymore. That's heresy. Pun. Christy's hammering the puns down. Andrew and Christy at one end of the review spectrum and Randy at the other. What, like polished and professional and then an idiot? I agree. I still love both approaches. I want to see Andrew and Christy do review and turn to yeah, turn over to me. I'm like eating some Cool Ranch Doritos. What? Manila. Frederic del Rosario. All the way from Manila. I keep contemplating starting my own budding audiophile channel. Thoughts? Do it. Victor. Tony Jenkins. Tulsa Tony. SVS Prime and RP600M are so overpriced in Germany. Get yourself some Morphidales over there or some Q Acoustics. I think those are pretty, not nearly as overpriced over there. Do it. That's what Andrew Robinson says. Do it, Victor. Do it. Reminds me of the Canton. Don't get B-Rock started about Cantons. He almost got me to buy an old pair of 90s Cantons off of eBay. Whatever it is, do it. It always makes me think of that gif from like the first Star Wars, one of the Star Wars prequels, where the Emperor, but he's not the Emperor yet, says, "Do it." Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We have a legit idea for you to do one of our sponsor gags for a video. I'm on it. Did you? Okay, Christy and Andrew, if you want to see my favorite sponsor one, watch the Sennheiser Momentum 3. It was so bad that I had to put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video not to do this. Don't try this at home. Yeah. It was Ripley's hairspray. I still remember that one. It might mean saying goodbye to a brand. Well, yeah. Yeah. When I get my channel up and going, Canton Ergos are my first review. B-Rock, we got a whole bunch of future YouTubery in here. B-Rock. We need to do it. Oh, there's El Gordo Audio. There, we got El Gordo Audio. We have B-Rock. Someone has to review the Canton line. Brock has turned me on to them. Please enter dear Christy and Andrew. I don't even know why I'm wearing headphones. I mean, obviously my levels are fine. Take them off. I'm probably going to rip the thing off. Put it on my soda. For some reason now I feel weird that I don't have them on. Sailing down the Malaspina streets in British Columbia, Canada, bringing my data and joining this broadcast. Very cool. I know at Brock Canton is even in the state. I feel weird. I got to put my headphones back on. I don't know why. I feel strange. I shouldn't feel strange, but I do. Anyone remember Morel? Oh, I do. Oh, was that the one when you drank a bottle of Windex or almost lit your house on fire? It was the one when I almost lit my house on fire. I think I drank the bottle of Windex on the SVS Prime video, if I'm remembering correctly. When are you going to review the new Emotiva amps? Well, I have to talk to Emotiva about that. I've only got like 50 things of theirs. I need to send back the T0s, the T2 Plus, the SE12, and the C1 Plus. But I have to do a review on the C1 Plus first. Tony Jake tells Tony the only way I could do YouTube is being behind the green screen. Come on, Tony. You'd be good. You do a little SVU, criminal mind. No, that's not Criminal Minds. I can't remember the name. Andrew Robinson's using words I can't even pronounce. So look, now that I have yours and Andrew's push, I might do just that. Just want to review whatever isn't on YouTube. There's no legit Heresy 1 review. There you go. That'd be fun. Best beginner DAC. Well, you have the Ship Modi. You have the Topping E30. Actually, if you're just doing USB, I think one of the finest analog sounding DACs is the iFi Zen. It's also a headphone amp. And it's got a really cool bass boost. How does Tidal compare to Rune or Spotify and Amazon HD? Well, Tidal actually works with Rune very well. It just depends. It's Amazon HD is very cool. I like it. I use it a lot. Tidal's pretty cool. I like Tidal. It's kind of expensive though, but I'm thinking about going all in on Rune, and then it would be Tidal or Qobuz. Steve G has a Canton Vento review coming up. Yeah, they made a new one. They got a new speaker. Sean at Zero Fidelity did a review of some Morel speakers. Dr. C. How worth it is it to get a better DAC? It depends on what you're using now. I currently just have a portable DAC amp that does 2496. That's great for portable use. Yes. Now, some people will say it's not about the DAC chip, it's how it's implemented. Personally, for me, though, I prefer a Burr Brown or a Sabre DAC chip. Some are brighter than others or more analytical than others. I found the AKM chips to be more analytical for me. Christy Wright, they just did review the Emotiva amps. I watched it. Very good stuff. I saw Tony Miletto was in here somewhere. Organized crime, yeah. But what's the name before organized? It's something SVU, something organized crime. Sean said yesterday he would review DIY, but he needs someone to assemble them for him. I'll do that for a nominal fee. Send them over to Sean at Zero Fidelity. Anything to look for in a used CD player to plug into my receiver? Any brands you recommend? Well, if you can find an Oppo like Blu-ray player, they're pretty awesome. Anything that has like a digital out, like a digital coax or digital optical, you can use to plug into your DAC in the receiver. But I don't know. Sometimes, like the Oppos, I think have pretty good DACs in them. Okay, but if you're buying like a cheap CD player, I would look for something that has an optical digital out or a digital coax out, and then you take its DAC out of the picture and just run it through your receiver. Talk soup, yes. Someone should start a YouTube channel where they take the best and worst highlights from that week's YouTube iFi. That would be funny. There'd be a lot of editing though. Yeah, Dr. C, there you go. Check into a cheap DVD Blu-ray player. That's right. Pulled the trigger on an ELAC Unify 2.0 based on review. They're coming tomorrow, and I'm calling in sick to work. Very good. Break them in. Run them in for a while. Those aluminum drivers take a little while to relax. I know some people would argue with that, but that was my experience. Brock is a bad influence to my pocketbook. He sure is to mine too. Okay. I think somebody dropped in a super chat. AppTech's worth looking into for Bluetooth streaming. Yes, if you have a Android device, or if you have an Apple device, look for AAC. Preferably, look for LDAC or AppTech's HD if you have an Android device, and your and your phone supports that. Sometimes you have to get into the developer settings to unlock LDAC. I don't understand why that is. Ooh, Frugal Audiophile, $10 for you and the troops. Well deserved on both accounts. Thank you, Frugal Audiophile. $5 going to Homes for Our Troops. Texas Instrument DAC is in the upcoming Rotel amplifiers. Christy, right? Breaking isn't real. Christy, I will go buy a pair of Meze Rye Solos and take them out of the box and listen to them like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then put them away, and then put them in your sock drawer, and then run them for like 12 hours, and then listen to them again. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, family, I'm off to edit my heresy review. Could humble brag. Much love to y'all. Thank you, Ron. I love you. You're a good. You're a good person. Good person. I'm about out of juice, and I've got a meeting tomorrow morning. Everybody. That's ridiculous. Do you hear yourself? I do, Christy. I do hear myself. Unfortunately. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it a night, everybody. This was probably the coolest ever Cheap Audio Man live stream ever. In no small part due to Christy Wright, Andrew Robinson, B Rock, Dr. C, Machete, El Gordo, Tulsa Tony, who else? Louis Sipes, my boy, everybody. I'm leaving everybody out. I get it. I get it. John Shepler, my boy. B Rock. Did I already say B Rock? Oh, all right. I'm tired. I got to go to bed. Y'all have a great one. Listen to some music. Enjoy. Maybe watch Hobbs and Shaw and watch all the cool explosions and try to wrap your brain around the plot of that movie. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. You guys are all awesome.